275 days to reinvent myself as a stay-at-home mom, because honestly, I am lost. Somewhere between snack time, bath time, nap time, one more story time, I lost myself in motherhood. But I'm going to change that. I'm going to spend the next 275 days reinventing myself. I feel like as moms, we spend so much time taking care of our kids and making sure that they're cared for and happy and content and their cup is always full, and that we take our cup and we push it off to the side and completely forget to fill it. And for me, I think I pushed mine so far, it fell off the counter and shattered completely. So I'm setting out a new glass, if you will, and we're filling that up. So today is April 1st, and no, this is not a joke. We're actually doing this, even though my brain keeps trying to convince me otherwise. So we're keeping it nice and simple. Today, until the end of 2025, 275 days. A little backstory on me. My name is Annalise. Everyone calls me Annie. I'm a 33-year-old mom of 3. Our oldest son is Brayden. He's 10. Our middle son is Camden. He's 8. And our youngest daughter is Evie. She just turned 3. And I'm married to the most amazing husband, Colton. We've been almost married for 9 years now. After having our daughter back in 2022, I remember feeling so happy and content and fulfilled. I was getting into the groove of life with 3 kids. I used to be really active in making TikTok videos, so I was doing like newborn routine, day in the life content, ASMR, stay-at-home mom routine, and I loved making content like that because I've actually always been into film and editing and cinematography. I used to do wedding videography for about 5 or 6 years, and I stopped doing that kind of right before we had our daughter, just knowing that with 3 kids being gone every single weekend doing weddings, editing those, I didn't have enough time for that and it was getting kind of overwhelming. So that also ended up being right around the time TikTok blew up. So I gravitated toward those short videos that I could make while being able to stay home with my kids every day and just allowing me to have that creative space that I love being in. But about 6 months after our daughter was born, everything in me changed. I genuinely mean it when I say I felt something shift inside me. I lost all motivation, energy, desire to do quite literally anything. I had such bad fatigue, just no interest in any of the things that brought me joy. I didn't want to see my friends, engage in any of my creative hobbies, making videos. I like to decorate and design spaces in our house, organizing, just being around my kids. Everything was just felt like it drained me. I battled with that for almost 3 years. Thought I was having postpartum depression and it just happened and it stayed. It wasn't until about 3 months ago, this January, that I finally went to the doctor. They said it's not postpartum because it doesn't last for years like that. They tried giving me medication in general for depression, but something in me was saying that's not what this is. So I did try it. It made me the craziest and worst that I felt throughout that whole 3-year process. So I stopped taking that and kind of started doing my own research at that point. It just kind of sounded hormone related to me. So I did try and bring that up to the doctor, just kind of admitted they don't know enough about hormones or really help with that. So again, back to my own research, I found bioidentical progesterone. Figured, I would try it. I can't feel worse than I do right now. So I just went for it. Started taking that in February. I mean, it was living in black and white to living in color again. It was such a difference pretty much instantly that I started just feeling like myself again. So the improvement I've had from that has been unreal. So here we are trying to just overall improve the health and wellness and everything in the next 275 days. Last spring, so spring of 2024, my husband and I actually did the 75 Hard Challenge, which was amazing. And so I wanted to pull inspiration from that, but just make it a little more attainable to my life as a mom. I wanted to pull the inspiration from some of the tasks that I thought were great and incorporate that into just something more long-term and more attainable for my lifestyle currently. So here is how I plan to reinvent myself over the next 275 days. And if you are a mom or anybody going through a journey to find yourself again, if you're feeling lost in motherhood, if you're like me in toddler mayhem right now, because we are fighting for our lives every day when you have toddlers, I would just love if you would leave a comment and let me know anything you're doing or planning on doing to improve your health and wellness, your routine, your productivity, anything that you're just working towards improving throughout 2025. I would love to hear that. But yeah, I think it's going to be really fun and I'm excited to see where this year takes me. I have three main categories as kind of the basis of what I want to incorporate into my daily life and how I want to improve my life and productivity and just feel better in general. So the first one obviously being health and wellness. Some of those tasks would be like exercising every single day, drinking water every day, which I always struggled with, incorporating more supplements into my daily routine, going to bed earlier and just getting better sleep, and of course eating healthier and eating foods that are better for you, which I know is going to be a challenge for me because I am a very picky eater, specifically picky to healthy foods. Always really great when you're trying to eat better. But I'm going to do some research, find recipes and healthy snack options, trying to incorporate that not only into my daily routine, but also for our kids. Just improving everyone's diet and just being a little healthier and more conscious and aware of what we're putting in our body. My next category would be what I would call self-care. So some of the things I want to do in that is updating my wardrobe to, something other than the same 4 sweatshirts that I've been wearing for the last 3 years and leggings that don't have holes in them. But aside from that, just kind of finding what I want my style to be. I'm kind of into those capsule wardrobes. I think it would be kind of fun to do a seasonal capsule wardrobe. I live in the Midwest, so we obviously have every season under the sun. So doing spring, summer, fall, winter capsule wardrobe, just having some of the basics, but good quality, comfortable basics. I'd also like to focus on learning some new makeup techniques. I'm 33, so I've been doing the same thing since high school. My artistic ability ends very much so at drawing and painting, so I've always just felt like I struggled with makeup. For whatever reason, I cannot get that figured out, but I've not tried very hard. So I would like to work on upping the makeup game as well. Kind of along with that, I want to make sure I'm doing my skincare every day. I had a period last year where I actually focused on it, and the difference in how my skin was phenomenal. So I would love to get back into having that be in my daily routine. I'm going to make sure that I get up before my kids every day and not 5 minutes before my kids every day. I'm going to start focusing on trying to be up early, 5 or 6 a.m. I'm not a great morning person, but I do know that the benefits significantly outweigh the negatives and the struggle of waking up. I think that's going to be a game changer in my days and being more productive and probably feeling a little more calm by having some time to myself in the morning. That is a very important one that I'm going to be incorporating every day. Kind of along with makeup and skin, I want to work on some daily hair care or just being a little more adventurous with hairstyles, making sure my hair is healthy, hair care maintenance. And my last task for the self-care category is going to be attending church more often. We are basically non-existent there right now. Our boys go to Sunday school. Eddie can't start until I believe she's 4. It'd be nice to just start being a little more involved. Church with a toddler is never fun, but just trying to get there more. And my last category would be like mom/wife lifestyle. So that's going to include things like less screen time for everybody, mostly kids, just making sure they're being outside and we're playing board games with them, taking them places and engaging in activities with them, getting everyone a little more present and kind of pulled away from the screens. I obviously would like me and Colton to be included in that, or at least having our time be limited to when the kids are in bed. We've kind of talked about that and both agree that's probably the best way to do it, because I know we all just get kind of sucked into our phones and scrolling and the doom scroll that lasts for hours. It's really focusing on kind of pulling away from that and just having better quality family time. Kind of going along with that, especially right now as we're going into summer, being outdoors more. So more grill out, basketball and baseball, swimming and walks and hikes and anything we can do that can just get us outdoors a little more often and just, enjoying that sun. Again, Midwest here, so we don't get it very often. I really want to make sure we take advantage of it this summer. I'd really like to focus on more baking. I am not a cook. I don't think I will ever be a cook. My husband is a fantastic cook, so he kind of takes the lead on dinners. I'd love to incorporate just more baking, learning how to do bread, making sourdough. A lot of my friends do that, so I have good resources to learn from and experiment with. As our kids are getting a little bit older here, I'd also want to incorporate more date nights with my husband, even if it's not necessarily leaving the house, because I think there are so many things you can do for a date night at your own house when kids are in bed. But just making sure we're making time for each other where we can sit down and have a conversation without being interrupted 15 times by kids asking questions. So just making sure I'm making more time for for each other. And the last task for that is going to be daily cleaning, because it never fails that I fall behind when I skip a day or skip 2 days of trying to do something, and then you're just playing catch up on that and other things aren't being completed. I would love to get myself on some kind of schedule or routine, some kind of daily cleaning for the household. So doing a load of laundry every day, making sure the dishes are done every night before bed, the floors are being cleaned, counters are being cleaned, kind of all of those things, just figuring out a good schedule for that. That is kind of my game plan to reinvent myself over the next 275 days. I'm going to be sharing this journey, doing monthly updates, I would guess, and then having some content that include those tasks that I'll be doing in between. That's kind of my goal if you are interested in following along. Again, I would love to hear your routine or tasks that you do every day that help create any kind of calm in your life. Here's to making changes in 2025. Bye!